So let me just make sure that it actually went live, like everybody does at the beginning of every one of these things, because we don't trust the technology we're working with. If you are not aware, hello, this is my channel. I'm Kathy, and this is a queer meetup for queer booktubers as part of BookNet Fest. And yes, that is working perfect, because I could hear myself talking to myself, and it was momentarily weird. Perfect. Let's just go in a circle and introduce ourselves and our channels, and then yeah, we're just gonna basically hang out. I've got like a couple of questions to ask you guys, and then hopefully other people will also want to ask questions.
Love it.
So Ari would be next in my circle. First. Yeah, sorry.
All right, no problem. I'm R. I use they, them pronouns, as you can tell by my screen name. And this, I can't do cameras. I'm wearing a pin somewhere on myself. It also has my pronouns, but you can't see it. And my channel is just my name. It's R. Jensen. And I post about, well, I haven't posted in quite a hot second about books. But when I do post about books, I usually post about like queer YA fantasy and contemporary books.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Shell, she, her. My channel is Collie of the Wobbles. God knows why I thought of that name, but there we go. I really didn't think that one through. I talk about books on my channel and chronic illness, which I have annoyingly too many of. And when I do talk about books, it's mainly queer YA.
Hi, I'm Brody. My channel is A2Brody, and I read a lot of horror and queer YA and indigenous literature. So that's what you'll find on my channel.
Love it. It's great. My name is Adri. My channel is Perpetual Pages. I'm a queer, trans, non-binary, Mexican-American book reviewer. I use they, them pronouns, as you can see. And yeah, I've been shouting about books on my channel since 2013. So in November, it's going to be 7 years. And that's what I do. I don't have like a snappy tagline for what I read because I read literally fucking everything. So
perfect.
All of the things.
Yeah, read all of the things. Talk about all of the things.
All the things.
I love it.
Best way to do it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
In that vein, obviously, I wanted to talk about what queer things you've been reading recently, friends.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's up with my shell?
You have to check Goodreads to remember, because I have no memory of what the hell I read in the last month.
Right now. Or if you want to go ahead and talk about Loveless. Or
sure. Okay, so I haven't actually finished this book.
Mm-hmm. But you've been reading it.
But I have been reading it. It's about an Aro Ace girl coming to terms with being Aro Ace and also like surviving college because it's her first year of college or university because it's in England.
Yes.
And that's what they call it. But yeah, it's real good so far. There's also a non-binary character in here. It's great.
Yeah, I'm a fan of them. They're a great character.
I also recently read Loveless, which brilliant. And then actually on Kathy and Adri's recommendation, I read Cemetery Boys.
Yes.
I love that I'm not the first one to say it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We all know what Audrey's going to talk about. So
yeah.
I mean, to be honest, Audrey's going to do a better way of describing it than I will. But I mean, actually, I think I might just let you describe it because I'm terrible at describing it. But it's just all of the feels. I still cannot like review. I'm trying to find a way to review this book, and I cannot find the words. It is beautiful. It taught me so much that I didn't know that I'm grateful for. I'm just grateful for this damn book. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Okay, I'm tearing up. That's weird. I'm tired. I'm hormonally tired.
Yeah, no, can't blame.
Crying is totally allowed. It's fine.
Okay, the best queer book I've read recently is A Lot Sway by Darcy Little Badger. I talked about this way too much on Twitter. It's got an asexual Lapana Patchy teenage girl, and it's kind of like a spooky, speculative whodunit. And then currently I'm reading Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett.
Ooh,
I have those
that.
two.
Nice. I mean, well, it's obviously Latinx Heritage Month, so anything queer I've read has been Latinx. I won't talk about it, but yes, I did read Cemetery Boys yet again.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I
Pulling
know,
up
right?
the
Can we just
Barnes and Noble
Thank
exclusive
you.
edition?
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
And then I also
now I
read
wanna
Miss
spend money.
Meteor by Taylor K. Mejia and Anna Marie McLemore, which was incredible. If you just need like soft, queer joy with like just a touch of magical realism, that's for you. I think the most recent thing I did was listen to Where We Go From Here by Lucas Rocha, which is actually translated from Portuguese. It's set in Brazil, and it's about these three guys who their lives kind of intersect after a few of them learn about their HIV diagnosis. So it is really good, and I've been enjoying all of those things. What I'm reading is not queer right now, but yeah, again, in the future will be.
Yeah. For me, I'm currently reading Pulp by Robin Talley, which is really good and super bibliophilic. It's two different timelines between a girl set in 1955 and another one in 2017, and both of them start writing their own lesbian pulp novel. So you're getting both of their perspectives, and then also the novels that they're writing, and then also the novels that they're reading, which there's some crossover there, which is kind of interesting. And I'm really enjoying it. Like after I finish this live stream, I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna go and finish it because it's really, really good. Over the weekend, I read Clap Where You Land, and one of the two main characters in that is queer, so that was lovely. And that one went by super quickly because it is poetry.
Yes.
What else? Loveless, I also read this month. Also loved. Just wonderful. And what was the other one I wanted to talk? Oh, Hideous Beauty. I read was my favorite book of last month, which is a queer YA contemporary set in the UK. That got super dark. Like I didn't know anything about it going into it, and then it happened. There were dark things. So just know that it's queer and it's wonderful, and then also dark, which I appreciate every once in a while. So there's
I'm literally starting a list.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I need
I'm writing down books
while we're here so I can put things on a list. I also really love that Kim said, I literally fucking everything is Audrey's tagline, and that is accurate.
It's true. It's true.
Kim also asked in the context of BookTube, what is the best part about being insert which queer identity you are here on BookTube? Does anyone have an answer to this?
Ours face.
I just made a video about why it's not good to be
I know,
queer
I know.
identity on BookTube.
Yeah, I was like, I
I
want to
know.
have a good answer for this. Like, my only good answer is that you can find like community if you're.
I was going to say the same thing. This is the best kind of BookTube community can be problematic, but the queer BookTube community seems to be a lot calmer. Less drama.
Yeah, I hope
seems to be anyway. Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but the corner that I live in, this little corner here, is lovely. I'll stay here, thanks.
We like it here.
Everybody's nice here. There's no drama.
Anyone else have any answer for that, though?
I mean, I don't. My like dick brain was like the best thing about being trans is not being cis. I don't want to say that because it's not like a nuanced answer.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
I feel like for me, being non-binary and openly non-binary on here, it's definitely helped me to like find my people because the community, we like to talk about how we're accepting and stuff, but whenever you're outwardly queer and you find people who do genuinely respect you and who think like yes, you are who you say you are, and I respect that, and I will use your pronouns and all of that. Like, I think that's the best feeling. just because it's a sense of validation that I don't get from like my day-to-day life.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Definitely. One of the things that has to do with BookTube and being queer that I wanted to bring up is, has anyone else noticed that when somebody comments on your video and uses the word queer, it just like disappears into the ether and you
Yes.
Yes, what is that?
Fucking
I
worst.
noticed that, but for me, I know it's my fault because I set comment filters, and so because people still use queer as a slur, I have set queer as a potential flag on my videos. I don't know if YouTube does that automatically,
fair.
but
It does it automatically because I have no filters and it just deletes comments all the time that have the word queer in them.
oh, so it doesn't even
And
flag them; it just deletes them.
No,
It
it
just
just
deletes
deletes
them.
them.
It doesn't even put them
Oh.
in your might be spam box or anything like that. It just
No.
finally
Weird.
deletes. So I'll be like, oh, I got a comment, great, and I'll try to look at it and be like,
This
oh,
comment is
because
no
on
longer
the app,
available.
you can just on the app you can see
Maybe-
that it's just like grayed out, but you can't actually click on it, and like it'll always be because the word queer was in the comment, and I'm just like,
It doesn't do that with mine.
Yeah, it doesn't do that with mine. Maybe I found
I've
the
had so
loophole.
many
Maybe you have to
emails
mark
with it.
it and then it'll catch it and then you can approve it.
maybe.
Well, I have like open comments, like no, I don't
Yeah,
have to approve them
same.
or anything,
Yeah,
and it just
same,
it doesn't do it to mine.
Yeah, I've never
so
had that
weird.
problem. That's weird.
Yeah, because
That's
I've had, I
silly.
think even Ara's like tried to comment on my videos before and been
Mhm.
like, my comment just like went away. I don't know what happened. I'm like, oh, sorry, YouTube's being weird. And then
YouTube
like,
is so weird.
it is so
Right.
weird. Has anyone been captioning their videos and realized that it has now taken out all your swear words?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like I have the Spooky Bitches book club.
Yeah.
And whenever I went through to edit the captions, I had to type the word bitches in like 80 times.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to.
I had to
I
just,
said
like,
the
put
word
asterisk
fuck a
in.
lot
Mm. Yeah, and it's
in
just
my
like,
last video, so I had to type that in.
yeah, and can we stop infantilizing the deaf community? Like they should be
Truly.
able to understand exactly what we're saying without this bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I still don't get where there's a disparity. It's like you said it, so you should write it in your captions.
And it's like my
Exactly.
content's not marked as for children. It's marked
Yeah.
as not for children.
Exactly.
So, like,
We now have that option to just change it. So why are they still doing it?
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. I know if every time you upload you have to put like, no, this is not made for kids. Like I don't know why there's like that censoring thing.
Or your whole video just gets flagged.
Mhm.
It's just like, oh, I mentioned the word queer, so now it's a flagged video. You're like, why?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I had my big collab that I did that I think maybe all of you were in,
Yeah.
like in April. That was Queer BookTubers Recommend Queer Books, and it was just flagged. And I
Completely
was like,
flagged.
but what are you talking? Like, no, put it back. Like, it's unacceptable that like teens won't be able to look up their own sexuality on YouTube and find book recommendations because of the way that you're doing these
I
things. Like,
know. I
no.
swear. We're just talking about books.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like this comment. Yeah, caption got better,
Got
that
worse.
got worse again. Yeah, because
Worse.
captioning
Yeah.
used to be terrible. Like, it never understood anything I was saying, let alone anyone with a not North American accent was saying, and now it's just doing weird things. Like, can you not just work on capitalizing the word I instead of just taking out swear words? Like, come on.
And punctuation.
Yeah.
Love that.
Punctuation would be amazing. I can understand why that would be a much more nuanced and difficult thing to do, but like,
And the way they cut it, so it cuts in the middle of a sentence, you're just like,
yes,
I didn't even pause, I didn't sneeze, I didn't hiccup.
Yeah.
Why are you pausing there?
or the last word in your sentence is in the beginning of the next one, and you're like,
And then there's
"Oh."
obvious pauses, and they just ignore them completely. You're just like, why do I? Oh, okay, we're starting from the beginning and scratch, and I'm going to have to just delete everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely noticed the queer thing more and more, and just like, but why? I want these comments. I want to be able to foster this community. I want to be able to have these conversations. Why are we doing this? Please don't.
I once had a video that apparently, because my mum watched it, and according to her, there were loads and loads of comments in the comment section. But when I went, I saw nothing. And then when she went to see it like an hour later, they'd all disappeared. Never ever, and this was like an hour after the video went up. I never ever saw them. She saw them once. There was a conversation that happened, and like two people were talking, and a conversation happened. They just deleted the whole thing.
What?
So I couldn't even get in on the conversation and apologise. I think I literally just put a comment underneath going, "I'm sorry for everybody who commented. It disappeared.
Yeah.
YouTube deleted it on me."
Like, and it could have been maybe those people having that back and forth conversation, like one of them deleted it, but like I'm pessimistic enough to believe that it was YouTube.
You're guessing it's YouTube, but I mean I could be wrong, but
YouTube.
the fact that it completely disappeared off the face of the planet,
Yeah,
it's a bit weird.
that is a bit weird. Does anyone have any other challenges, like booktube related challenges that you want to talk about in the lens of being a queer booktuber?
Oh, like challenges we face. Oh, like when you said booktube challenge, I was like video challenge.
Sorry, not like prompts, but like shit that happens to you and it sucks.
Oh Lord.
I mean, there's the obvious homophobia, but you just ignore that after a while and just go, fascinating, go away.
Yeah, that's what the block button is for.
Oh,
Yes.
I got a comment on my most recent video, and it was just, what even was it? It was like, Sir 6th grader. That was it. That was the comment, because I complained about getting ma'am at work, and I prefer sir.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the comment, and I was just like, what kind of insult is this supposed to be?
Really? I was like when the haters accidentally affirm your gender.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. I'm like, I don't want to say the obvious, which is just like the reading comprehension sometimes on BookTube I question a lot because my pronouns are in all of my bios on like literally every single platform I'm on.
Yeah.
I say my name at the beginning of every single video I've ever made for the past 7 years, you know, even though it did recently change, but I get that a lot. People calling me the wrong thing, which is great. Which I feel like people don't think about that. It's like most of the time when people like tag me and stuff, like, oh, here's a bunch of booktubers I love or whatever. Or here's like, I wrote this post about, videos I've been loving lately. Like half the time I don't even read them because they're wrong. And it's like, why would I open myself up to that violence? So it sucks because people love to tag people and things, but it's like most of the time I can't even engage with what they're doing because it sucks.
Yeah. You're like, thanks
for me, it's not even like a surprise though, because what happens with me is people will message me and be like, hey, I used the wrong pronouns and I called you a dude in this thing, but I'm going to post it anyway. I just wanted to let you know. And I'm like, no, you're going to take me out of it.
Yeah.
Or else like we're going to have a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have accidentally done that before, but then I've gone back and go, oh, hang on, no, and you either delete it or you re-edit. You don't leave it as it is.
Yes.
It's just not nice.
No.
Yeah. That too. People don't think about the energy it takes for us to have to like ask you to not.
Yeah.
It's just that's a whole other can of worms. Just like even correcting people, even privately, is exhausting.
Yeah.
It doesn't always go well.
Bringing it back to Cemetery Boys.
Yes.
That line where, just like, his mom like corrected people for him because it takes so much energy to correct people himself. I'm just like, yes.
Yep.
Yes. Good allyship.
Yes.
I'm very excited to read it. I'm reading it in October.
Yay.
Am I the only one here who hasn't read it yet?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
But that is okay. You're going to love it. It's going to be a great time for you. I'm excited for future Brody.
Me too.
Speaking of, what queer books are people looking forward to reading?
Oh, God.
Yep, good. I love lists.
I have no idea what's coming up.
I know, like suddenly.
Right?
And On the Edge is coming out in October.
Yes, that is on my list of things to read. Yes.
Yes. and On the Edge is fantastic. Highly recommend.
I'm pulling up my 2021.
I know, I'm like, bro,
Excellent.
I was thinking about this.
Okay, I'm excited
hasn't
for
that-
May the
sorry.
Best Man Win. That
Yes.
is, Audrey and I are going to be buddy reading that. It's like trans football player, trans boyfriends, and like homecoming
Yes.
court stuff.
Yes. I've heard you
Yes.
talk about
Very
this one before. and
I
It's already
think
on the
one of
list.
them is like the head cheerleader, and the other one's like the quarterback of the football team.
Yeah.
It's like we
That's
love to see
delightful.
it.
I'm
Yes,
excited. Queer sports.
queer sports.
Yay, we
Queer
love
sports.
we
We
love
love queer
queer
sports.
What else? I know Leah Johnson's going to come out with another one. I
Oh,
don't
good.
know.
I'm so excited because You Should See Me in a Crown was lovely.
I know.
Oh,
The
one
Ghost
last
We Keep
stop.
by Mason Deaver.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Mason.
Sorry, go on, Brody.
One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston.
Yes.
That's the one I was trying to name. I was like, oh, this one. No, there's
Oh,
one.
Meet Cute Diary by Emery Lee.
Ooh,
Yes, their cover just came out yesterday.
I just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't Elsie Rosson got one coming out as well soon?
I believe so. Yeah.
I'm trying to find it, but I'm blanking. But I think
I'm
he
also
hasn't got
excited
one coming out.
Sorry.
No, carry on.
Ryan Douglas's book, which was Jake in the Box, but it's getting a new title, and the cover reveal is happening soon.
Nice.
I'm really excited for that one.
Love that.
And Victoria Lee, author of The Fever King, has a new book coming out in 2021 called A Lesson in Vengeance, and I believe it's about like dark academia with lesbians? Question mark.
I'm pretty sure that's on my list already, and I'm gonna double check because otherwise it needs to be.
What else? Bedazzled by Ryan LaSala. Very excited about that. Coming out in January.
This one, In Deeper Waters by F.T. Lucas.
I was just going to say that one.
Queer Pirate. I'm very excited.
So excited for Queer Pirates. Gosh. What else?
There's not enough queer pirates in the world.
It's accurate.
Is it really?
And then there's another queer sports one called She Drives Me Crazy, but I can't remember the author.
Yes.
It's cheerleader and basketball.
By Kelly Quinlan, right? Kelly Quinlan.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yes.
That is
so
also on my
excited.
list. I want it.
There's like a really cute middle grade that just came out today. That's called Piper's Rules for Secret Sleuthing, which is about a young queer like sleuth, which I love. So we love to see queers solving mysteries as kids. Love it.
I believe there's another volume of Heartstopper coming out next year as well, but I'm not sure.
Oh, would love that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I think Alice said there was going to be another one, so because they've like caught up. So.
There has to be.
There's going to be 5, I believe, and we're only on 3 right now. So
Happy times.
and it's still updating because I read it on Pappas.
Yes.
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah, I check in on Tumblr to see if there's a new one all the time. What was Tumblr that now is? I don't know what it is, but.
The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore is coming out next year as well.
Yes.
Very excited.
I'm just adding everything to my list that's not already on it because I opened a Goodreads tab before this happened because I knew this was going to devolve into what books do I need to read.
Yeah, I should have brought more with me.
What was the name of the Queer Pirates book?
In Deeper Waters.
Yes.
Right, thank you.
Yes.
By F.T. Lucas.
Thank you very much.
Yes, perfect.
Very welcome.
Kathy and I already read it, but Phoenix Extravagant by Yoon-Ha Lee.
So good.
As well. If you want a high fantasy sort of sci-fi blend with a non-binary artist character,
I'm in.
get on that one.
Ooh, Alex is recommending this one, and I actually just got the ARC for it. Well, I got the ARC. It's like trying to download, but it's doing that thing where it's not downloading, and I'm like, but I want it. So, yes, that.
Yes, Between Perfect and Real. Very excited about that one. 1,500 Miles from the Sun as well. I keep plugging that one by Johnny Garzavia. is going to be fucking lit. It has a little bit of queer sports in it, I will say that. I don't know if it's like sports centric, but like the main character's on the varsity soccer team, I believe. So queer sports adjacent.
Yep, I'll take it.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Drowning Summer by Christine Lynn Hermann.
Ooh. Like, what's that about? Sounds in your vein.
Yeah.
Okay, my to-read list just got a hell of a lot bigger.
Right.
So many. I'm like, there has to be more.
Oh, Rory Power's new book, which y'all know I am
Of course.
Oh,
excited
yes.
for.
As Far as You'll Take Me by Phil Stamper as well. He wrote The Gravity of Us, which I really
That's such a cute cover.
I
know.
What was it? Sorry.
As Far as You'll Take Me by Phil Stamper.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So cute.
I know. I love the arc. I know he like took a few pictures of the arc, and I love that there's like blue on the side and pink on the bottom. It's like,
Nice.
it's so aesthetically beautiful. God, there's so many more that I'm like, let's just go to LGBTQ reads.
Yeah, I know, right? And
Yes, thank God for 2021. I'm very happy about it now. I'm suddenly just like, oh, and so suddenly don't hate next year.
Let's see.
I may still be in lockdown, but I get books.
I'm gonna have to read this.
I'm excited for this one.
Ooh.
On the list.
Oh yes, I think I've heard of that one. I feel like I'm picturing the cover in my head.
Beautiful.
I saw people getting arcs for that, and I was like, "This for me, please."
Yeah. What was that you were showing, R?
I was showing you the cover of After Love.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes, that is the one. I feel like I heard about it, and then like I went on NetGalley, and it was like, oh, it's only like for requests from these certain countries, and I was like, okay, great, not my time yet, but it will be eventually.
One day. Yeah.
One day.
I really have to get back on NetGalley. I ended up deleting it because I got sick, and then I got to get back on it.
Oh yeah, get back on. Like I should check NetGalley. Do I have anything? I have their app, which I like never use.
Mm-hmm. But
Ever.
you feel like you need to have because it's a new thing and it's book related.
I've read
I
most
have
of
some recommendations for manga, so I feel like that's in Audrey's.
Yes, Kazu-san, and I absolutely recommend.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not my vein.
I feel like this is not showing me all the books I have on NetGalley. How dare you? Now I have to go to the actual website?
How rude.
How rude. Like, I feel like I got approved for something recently that was queer, but maybe not. No, that's really all I have. Oh, The 30 Names of Night by Zane Jokadar. I'm excited about that one. That comes out in November, I think. It's like Own Voices, trans. I can't remember the nationality, but not American.
Yeah.
What was it called?
The 30 Names of Night. Let's see if it will tell me. Syrian.
Yes, there we go.
This trans Syrian story about a trans character finding their
Do you
name.
feel like there's more queer lit coming out, or is it just that we are on BookTube and constantly looking for it so we find it more easily? Somebody answer this for me.
I think it's both.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think there's more like coming out, but I think we're also like tuned into it so we know what's coming out.
Mhm.
Yeah, or at least have heard of things. Be like, oh yeah, that. And then you're like, oh, that hasn't come out yet. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Darn. Yeah. This question will haunt me because I'm sure there's more. I just can't think of any.
Order the damn books.
Yeah. All of them, every single one.
There has to be more. And oh god, I know, is Adiba Jagadar's next book 2021? I think
I
so.
think so. Let me double check.
Excited. It's about fake dating. I think it might have fake dating in the title.
Let me double check. Because I know I already put it on my yes, I want to read that please list.
Yes. Yes.
I can't not remember the title. Yeah, Hanny and Issues Guide to Fake Dating.
Yes.
So next year. Yeah. Yay. Do want. Must read.
It's a what guide to fake dating?
Their
It's
names.
their characters' names. Hanny and Issue.
Mhm.
I will put it in the chat.
The fact that Alex didn't think I was going to say Lost in the Neverwoods is
Yeah.
slander. Okay.
I'm
The only
sure
reason I
Alex is
didn't
just
say
like,
it is
hey,
because
remember
it's
this
not-
one? Yeah.
The only reason I didn't say it is because like the characters aren't queer, but obviously it is still queer because Aiden
Yeah.
is still queer. So
Yeah, exactly. I love that that was the first one that they actually wrote, but they're like, no,
I know,
put this
I
one
know.
first. I'm like, that's fine. I want it. I want it all.
I'm ready.
Definitely ready. Yeah, just want to read everything that they ever write
I do.
because I want it.
Truth.
Yeah. Simple, easy, truth.
Truth.
Kim, why are you such a troll?
Yeah, no, it's not queer. That was like Kathy was saying, it was like their first book that they wrote. I think straight out of school. I think they started working on it in their MFA, and it's literally about like a straight white girl, Wendy doing her thing. So that was before they knew they had permission to write themselves into stories. So
yeah,
not queer, but written by someone who's very queer.
yeah, and I'm always excited for a Peter Pan retelling. So
Yes. Oh my God.
obviously,
Yeah, we were talking about that. Me and Aiden were talking about that a little bit. That it's just like, I don't know why every queer person is just like so fucking drawn to Peter Pan. Like I wanted to do an entire dissertation about it.
maybe it has something to do with like the gender bentedness of the Peter Pan character because that's classically played by a woman but is a male character. I don't know. Maybe that's something to do with it.
I was thinking it's like a rejection of societal expectations, right? Like society says you have to grow up and you have to be an adult and you have to be all these certain things when you grow up, and being like, I'm not going to do that,
Yeah.
Going to imagine a place where that doesn't have to happen. And, it could be read in a very trans way if you're thinking about it as well. Like, I don't want to go through puberty and become something that I'm not. So I'm going to go to this other place. I told you I can fucking write an entire dissertation.
I would read that dissertation. Let's not lie.
Someone pay me to write it.
Audrey, write it. Do it. Please.
Yeah. I can't think of any more, but I'm sure there are more.
There's always more, and that's the wonderful thing. We're always going to find more or just be like, oh, I can't believe I didn't mention blah. But
It's going to haunt me.
We'll be nodding off to sleep and just go, damn, wait.
Yeah, exactly.
5 more.
Yeah.
I'll just come back and comment at like 5 a.m. with like a list. That I forgot to
Comments, so we don't.
I would be so excited about that. I'm like, oh, I have a comment from Brody. It's all the books I need to read.
40 more that I just didn't mention.
Yeah. I'd be so happy. Please do that.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. I'll be back.
I love it.
I love that.
Angela wants to know what everybody's reading right now. Some of us kind of talked about that, but
I don't
some
have it
of
with
us are
me
also
anymore.
reading multiple things. So
That's true.
Well, besides Loveless, I did actually start the audiobook for The Merciful Crow because it was on my library app, and I was like, I need an audiobook. So
is it like the one with the white cover and there's like a bird and a red circle? I was gonna say sun, but
I really don't know what it's about, honestly. I don't even know if it's queer. I just started listening to it while crocheting because I needed something to listen to while crocheting. But I also just got my hold for the Henna Wars audiobook.
Yay.
So I shall be listening to that soon.
Speaking of awesome queer books, that's
Right?
fun.
Accurate.
That's all I got.
I literally just started The Power by Naomi Alderman. Is that it? Alderman? Am I saying that in English? Probably not. Who knows? Which, from what I can tell, the premise is instead of it being a male-dominated world, it's a female-dominated world.
Yeah.
And so, what life would be like if it had been a female-dominated world, and maybe I think they have like a power. I'm pretty sure they at some point. I'm only like a couple of pages in, but right now I think the character might have some kind of electrical power. But I don't know yet.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I think that's how that goes.
Yeah, I've had it on my shelf for a while, so I'm just like, okay, I should read this now.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm reading Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. I'm doing it for a secret TBR video, so that's fun. It's a reading experiment. But besides that, I'm also like in the middle of trying to complete the Pokemon manga. So that's yeah.
Nice. That's got to be a task.
Yeah. Well, I almost said boyfriend, but the fiance got me a box set for my birthday. So I've been working my way through it in between. Like, here is a heavy, hard-hitting book, and then here's manga, and then here's a heavy, hard-hitting book and manga. So that's what I've been doing all month.
Good mix.
And yes, we should acknowledge that like that's the queerest thing that's happened recently is you getting engaged. So congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations. So much serotonin, so much purpose. I am currently reading Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia, which is like dark and creepy and like deeply fucked up, which I was just telling R and Kathy about earlier. So I won't go into detail because I don't want to spoil anything, but has a lot of triggers. It is very dark. It is a slow burn, like gothic horror story. So it starts out innocuously, and then I'm kind of towards the end where things are starting to like hit the fan, so to speak. So that's exciting. I love Silvia Moreno Garcia. I will stand her forever. She's incredible. I think she's criminally slept on in the BookTube community. So I'm excited to finish Mexican Gothic and talk more about her incessantly on my channel.
Yeah, I am on the very long wait list for that audiobook from my library, and I'm very
the
excited
audiobook is so
to
good.
actually listen to it. I'm very excited.
Yes, it's read by Frankie Corzo, who is like the Emily Wu Zeller of Latinx books, Latinx audiobooks. So
That's
it's like she's like it's like a running joke. She's like on every fucking Latinx audiobook ever. I think she also read Each of Us a Desert by Marco Shiro as well.
Nice.
So and so many more.
I mentioned earlier, but I'm reading Pulp, which is super, super bibliophilic and super queer because it's all about lesbian pulp novels from the 1950s and trying to recreate them in 2017, and it's wonderful. The book I just started today on audiobook is called Roomies, and I'm reading it because it's a dual perspective. It's the one by Sarah Zarr and Tara Altebrando. The cover looks like this.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different book. Go on.
Yeah, there's a few that are called Roomies. Like I have originally thought, like, is it the Christina Lauren one? Because I've read that one, but no. This one's about these two girls that are going to be roommates when they go to Berkeley for the first year. So they're like emailing back and forth to each other about that and then what their separate lives look like. And so far, the only queer representation is one of them hasn't seen her dad in like 6 years because he moved to San Francisco when he came out and just like left their family. And I'm like, hope that gets resolved when she like goes to Berkeley and maybe we'll go on a road trip to meet her dad. I don't know. I know nothing about this book besides its dual perspective. So,
wow, that's like a backlist one. That was a long.
Yeah, I'm like 27 minutes in, so like it'll be fine.
I love that.
Oh yeah, we've got some more good queer stuff in the chat.
In the Dream House,
excellent book.
Fucking slaps. Carmen Maria Machado. Fucking slaps. Absolutely.
Yes. And then
Yay!
Library. I love when the library comes through.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I love Each of Us a Dozen.
Mm-hmm.
I miss my library. I'm having
I know,
pangs.
right?
I got like a text or something that said like, "Oh, you're hold for like something I fucking put a hold on like before
Like
this
in February.
started." Yeah, they're like, "Oh, it's finally in. Like you can come pick it up." I'm like, "No." So like, I guess I'll just let that go.
Yeah, you can let it lapse.
I'll just try
Yeah,
again.
funnily enough, after this, I'm actually going to my library to return something and pick something else up that I put on hold. But like the library system here, even though most of the branches have reopened, you can't actually like go in and browse the library. It's like you can basically go into a very small room that they cordoned off for just holds and then like a few things on shelves to look at, which is totally fine. Like I don't want people touching all the books. Like
True.
So
They're doing it by appointment only here in the UK. So you can go in if you make an appointment. But then, although, you know, I love libraries and I love my library, they're not good on queer content. So, you know, you could just about get Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, but only after the film came out.
wow.
So I'm just like, I rarely use it because there's just very little, there's not a lot, you know, they have a whole YA section but I mean, only like one shelf out of the whole of the library is YA, and then obviously hardly any of that is queer, only the famous ones, and it's just like.
Do they have the option anywhere on their website for suggesting titles? Because I do that in my library all the time.
Which I do quite often, and they're just you never hear anything from them. Unfortunately, they have a digital library as well, which you can log into, which is kind of like, you know, national, not just for your local one. And again, there's very little queer content on there. I mean, I love my library, but at the same time, they're just whether there's rules within it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they're there to serve the community. So if the community is asking for these things, that's what they should be acquiring.
But then I'm also aware that I live in a kind of conservative area. And so I would imagine if they put that up on the shelves, they might get some trouble from the locals. Like going, why is that in the children's section? I don't want that, you know. I'm aware that has happened in a few libraries, and they're just like, that might be the reason.
Size
Joy,
forever.
isn't it? Yay!
Hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, same.
Kim, you coward, name all the books.
I know, right?
Name all the books.
Like, I'm in the middle of too many books. Well, what are they? Come on now.
We must know.
Oh yeah, and Becca's in the middle of some as well. Genderqueer is definitely on my list. Maybe for the next Queer Lit Readathon. Have not decided. Don't even know what the challenges are going to be yet. It's fine. No matter what the challenges are, I'm sure I could fit it in.
I'm trying to see if like I was gonna say if anything on my possibility of things to read is queer, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Great.
Does everyone else just have like the most ridiculous TBR for next month, or is it just me?
Yes. What's the TBR for next month? I don't know her.
I have a list of like ideas of like possible things. So
same. And then I get sidetracked because you guys go and recommend things. I'm just like, damn it, I'm never getting to that book because now I have to go and read Cemetery Boys.
But what if you reread Cemetery Boys?
Don't get me started, because I actually do want to do that, because I know there's things I missed. I know there's things I missed. I'm just like, I'm not understanding this, but by the time I got to the end of the book, I'm just like, oh, now I get it. Right now I've got to go back to the beginning again.
Yeah.
I'm going to be just reading this on a loop for like 3 years. Picking up on new things, because there's so much in there.
Yes. Way to the Stars was fantastic. I can confirm. I started reading it one day. I was like, maybe I'll do a reading vlog for this one. It'll take the next 3 days or whatever. I read the whole damn thing and cried a lot in that reading vlog. Very good book. Much crying.
Noria would be proud.
Yeah. She was like the first person I told. I was like, Noria, guess what happened?
Oh gosh. Love it.
But yeah, my TBR for next month is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm doing 2 secret videos.
Yeah.
And then trying to read all of the spooky books because it's October, it's spooky season.
Yep.
So I think
good
right
point.
now I have like 12 or 13, which is for a lot for me. So.
Yeah, no, I think I'm doing 5 different readathons, and I think, like, I was strategic, so a lot of them, like, have overlaps, but even then, I think there's, like, at least 14 or 15 books besides books that I'm gonna, like, pick up in between all these TBR books. I'm like, Kathy, why are you doing this? Oh, wait, it's fun, that's why.
Oof.
I bow to your organization skills. I can barely do one a month.
They're just in the shambles next to me, really. I mean, the physical ones anyway. Then I've got other ones I need to, like, request at certain times from the library to get them for the right time for the readathon. And it's just like,
Yeah, absolutely not.
oh yeah, and like the whole thing about spooky books all in October, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna have October for 3 months. It's fine.
Careful October. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is only the end of the first month of October, and then we have other October and then other October. It's fine.
I love October. I'm a Libra.
Well, for me, it's because I do the Indigathon in November.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all native books.
Unless you can find indigenous and spooky books, which
Stephen
I would
Graham
like to
Jones.
read.
You can.
Stephen Graham Jones. But
Yes, Stephen Graham Jones.
yeah, it's I try and get all my spooky books in October, and then because November is just native books for me, so
Yeah,
I have to squeeze them all in.
I'm booked up for like the next like 2.5 months because I read all of Latinx books in October, and then I'm going to be doing Indigathon for November, and then Kathy and Rogan are going to be back for another round of Queerly Readathon in December. So it's like ain't got room for nothing.
Yep. I love that we like pseudo complain about all these things we need to read, but really we're just like, I'm excited to read everything.
We do it to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's very true.
But I'm just going to ignore my TBR because I know you guys are just going to end up picking it for me. I don't know why. But I don't think I pick any of my own books anymore. It's just you lot. I'm just like, no, I have to read that. It's their fault. I get to blame everybody else, and it's never my fault.
Yeah, that's the adult thing to do, really.
Take it honestly.
I'm going to treat this like a question. We need more spooky holiday books. Anyone have any spooky holiday books you want to tell people to read? Because that's what we're here for, apparently.
But what is that book called by Cynthia Hand? Holly Chase.
The Afterlife of Holly Chase.
The Afterlife of Holly Chase. I don't know if it's spooky. Brody, you probably know better than I do. But
It's
has like
it's not witches. It's a ghost, but it's like the ghost of Christmas, past and present and future.
yes.
And it's set up like kind of like an FBI thing. So it's not spooky, but it is ghosts.
It is ghosts.
I dig it.
I mean, Cemetery Boys fits.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
true.
We're just going to put that in there.
exactly.
Holiday,
Our
as it
spooky
is.
boys. We love our spooky boys.
Just change the name. This is the Cemetery Boys Hangout now.
Dude.
Pretty much.
We're just spoiling it for everybody now.
I would never.
Yeah, no.
Must keep quiet.
It's so good. I love it so much.
I'm just looking at my queer shelf trying to think, is that spooky?
Yeah, I'm like
Maybe
trying to
not.
find something that works behind me.
Like,
I
every
mean,
time
I
like
wanna
bring
say-
holiday, I think like Christmas, but I'm like, no, not necessarily. There are other holidays.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if it. No, they both die at the end. Isn't really spooky though, is it?
No, it's just real sad.
It's just sad.
Depressing.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That was it. That was all. I had one.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a cozy mystery series or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
If there isn't, somebody needs to write one.
I know, right?
I'm here for
this
that.
sounds good. The Afterlife of Harlotte Stoker's pan main character with MM. Well, yep, adding that to my list right now. Afterlife.
That
Bring it.
one.
Someone said let the right one in.
Is that
That's is it
Vampire.
Swedish
Oh,
vampires?
yes?
It is, yes. I was like, why do I know that? Oh, yes, I read it from my book club. That's why.
I've seen the movie, but I've seen the original movie and the American remake, and those were pretty good. But I never read the book.
Ooh, this list says Krampus, the Yule Lord by Brahm. I would stand.
Oh, I
by
really
that.
like Brahm.
Yeah, I was like, Brahm. I know they did that Peter Pan retelling, which is
The Child Thief. That was
Yes,
so
the Child
good.
Thief. Yes. So if you want spooky Christmas, there you go. Krampus
There's one called
by-
Franken Turkey. That's spooky Thanksgiving.
Oh yes,
Franken
I know
Turkey.
her.
I love it.
I love
Now
that
we just
one.
need a spooky Easter bunny, apparently. I would read that. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Well,
Just knowing spooky
I
and
was
Easter
like,
bunny.
it's not Easter bunny, but if you want like spooky bunny, there's Banicula.
Yeah,
love
I
all
did
of it.
reread the
Honey
first
by
three.
Mona Awad.
Yeah.
Love that. Ah.
Yeah, I reread the first three in the Banicula series last year, and I was like, oh my goodness, these are so corny, and I love them.
I love it.
There is
Yeah.
a spooky Easter bunny. What? Tell us about it, Rachel. Come on.
What?
Sort of. Okay.
Sort of.
What? Mhm.
Mm. Walking it back.
Continue.
Walking it back.
Yeah, exactly. You've got us real excited. Come on now. Type faster.
Yeah, see, all these lists are like recommending like Anne
Yeah.
Rice and Stephen King, and it's like, no, no. We are not going to talk about
Do
Stephen King.
better. Yeah. There's a children's book about a vampire bunny.
Sucks.
Since you
Is
said
this
it
not
makes this-
Banicula?
Yes, that's
Like,
not.
is this not Banicula?
It just does sound like Banicula.
It's Banicula.
That's exactly Banicula. I'm wondering if it's also something else.
I would love to know.
Yeah. We're all waiting in suspense.
I love it. Put it in the, like, if you like this, read this video.
Yeah.
Banicula, read this other one about a bunny sucking the life out of vegetables. No? No, that sounds right. Don't know.
Yeah. I want all the spooky things, but then also I have a bunch of not spooky things on my TBR for next month. I'm like, but how did this happen? Oh, I had certain prompts I had to fulfill. That's how it happened. You know what? It is Banicula. Resolution. Rachel, I love you.
I was like, I know Banicula when I hear it. Thank you very much.
I love it. Yeah.
I've never read it, so now I am. Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Yes.
October
I don't know
sorted.
how good it is. That was like assigned reading for like elementary school in my
Yeah. I
case.
definitely read it in elementary school. It's super cool. I think that like the first 3 books were like a 2-hour audiobook from my library. So
I'm
like
sure.
they're real
Yeah, they're just like very easy chapter books.
I'm seeing if there's an audiobook now.
excellent.
That's
Very
October
excited.
sorted.
There you go. Perfect.
I feel like
We
the only
definitely-
spooky thing I'm reading in October is probably Ghost Squad. Like
Ooh, Ghost Squad's
Yeah,
so good.
that one's good.
Love
No.
the squad.
I've been saving it. I'm ready. I'm finally ready.
Yay. So
Another book that's not queer but has a queer author. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to read that, there's that.
I'm sitting here being like, what's on my like holds list of the library for audiobooks? Because
Too many.
oh yeah, so many. When No One Is Watching is literally available in 1 year.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Here.
We're gonna be
That's another one I need
tenacious.
to
It's gonna be
Damn.
fine.
Damn.
Comparatively, I'll finally get Mexican Gothic in 2 months. That'll be good.
Mm. Perfect December read.
I'm only 1 month away from getting Cemetery Boys, the audiobook, which means I will read it 3 times this year. That's fine.
I've heard the audiobook for it is fantastic.
It is.
Rocket
good.
fucking smashes it. Okay,
Beautiful.
fucking say like, and there's a little portion where someone's listening to the song "Como la Flor" by Selena, and they actually sing. They actually sing that lyric of "Como la Flor" in the fucking book, and like they killed it. They killed it. The nerve, the absolute nerve of Adri.
Yeah.
So talented. I'm mad. It's so good.
Apparently, Bunnicula is on audiobook. Thank you. That is my October sorted.
I'm so excited for you to read it.
Book 1, 2, and 3.
Excellent. Yeah.
Do a reading vlog.
Yeah.
Thank you. I needed an idea.
Yeah. There you go. This is what we're
I
here
knew
for.
there was a reason I was friends with you guys, so just steal all your ideas.
First time.
We share. It's fine.
I love it.
I love it. I'm still like looking at people's things in the chat here. Yeah, kindergarten, definitely Bunnicula time. It was good times. And then also again last year, because I will read anything.
Yep. That's a mood.
Excellent. Yay. I need to also read that, but yeah.
So you recommended it without...
I've talked about it. I'm like, this is what this is, but I haven't been like, I recommend this because I have read that type of thing. I've been like, if you're looking for something with this, on the recommendation of Jen Campbell, you should read it.
True. Yes. Fence Striking Distance is out today.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I still
I don't
need to
know.
read the fourth one.
I need to decide if I want to buy the physical book or the ebook. I probably am just gonna buy the physical book.
Do it.
Because
Do
I
it.
mean, I have all of the Fence comics in physical form, so it would make sense to buy the physical book. But then I'm like, where am I gonna put it? Am I gonna put it next to the Fence
next to
graphic
each
novel?
other? Yeah.
Or am I gonna put it with other books?
That's a great question.
I love how much like the height of books messes with if you get them in physical or not.
Yep.
Well, it's not even the matter of height. It's just that I have all of my graphic novels separated from my regular books.
Yes.
Mainly so I have an excuse to keep my graphic novel copy of the Iliad apart from my other translations of the Iliad.
Makes sense.
But yes, that is going to be the question, is where do I keep the Fence book? Because I'm definitely getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still need to read the fourth volume, but my library hasn't come through on that one yet. So
I read the first volume. I need to continue on.
It's just so
Because I know last year at BookNet Fest, both of you, Kathy and Adri, you yelled at me for not reading it yet. So I read the first one.
Sounds like us.
Judgment.
Yeah, that video is actually in the description of this video because I was like,
Probably
yes.
where we were yelling about queer sports.
Oh yeah, for sure. We were totally talking about queer sports and I love that video.
I love that video. Oh, man. Like, somebody ask us for our queer hot takes right now.
Oh,
Hey, Adri,
an answer to Kim's question. What is the best thing? I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kim has left by this
I know.
point,
I'm still
so-
thinking about her question. Like, what is the best thing?
Don't know.
For me, it's things like this, hanging out with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
the community aspect. It's pretty much the best.
I was gonna say not giving a fuck.
Also,
That too.
I don't know, because there's like I don't know. I guess especially because YouTube is like a visual platform. There's like this idea that you have to like look a certain way or sound a certain way, or be a certain way. It's like I don't play by that rule book, so I don't have to.
same.
Which is fun.
Yeah, I do love that.
I love that all you need is a love for the books, and then that's it.
Yeah.
There's no other, like, or if there is other judgment, it's just like, go away. You're not in this section, go away.
Yeah. Has anyone? I haven't even heard of this one. Witches of Ashen Ruin.
I've heard it's really good, but I haven't read it
Why
yet.
does that sound familiar?
It has the 5-word title.
Yeah, exactly.
I just Googled it.
E. Latimer.
I've
Interesting.
definitely
cover.
seen this book. Have not.
It's red and has like a bird on the cover.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
correct.
all I remember.
I'm getting it mixed up with something else, maybe.
Ooh. Okay,
I feel
so
like every
Ireland,
book has had that
bisexual main
title.
character with OCD. So I'm sold. I want it.
Oh. Oh no.
I see Sarah's question.
I know. I was like,
And the difficult choice is I guess I'm gonna have to burn the Extraordinaries. I'm rewriting the Foxhole Court and I'm rereading the Fever King.
Makes sense.
That's
There you go.
Can't blame you for these choices. Cannot blame you.
Yes. That is a wonderful, wonderful book.
Oh, that's another one to be excited about, right? TJ Klune just released the cover
Yeah,
for
the sequel to the Extraordinaries is coming out next July, I think.
So, yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
He announced it recently.
Yeah, I think if you go to
Where the hell have I been?
If you go to
Not on the right corner of the
internet, they posted the new cover. It's exciting.
That's fantastic.
Oh.
Yes. Another wonderful, wonderful book, which if you're smart enough to read it as an audiobook, is narrated by Lin-Manuel Miranda, so you can't go wrong.
I first listened to it before I knew who Lynn was and before I knew what Hamilton was. And then I realized I went, oh my God, and just clicked. And like, well, now I have to re-listen just because. I mean, I need to re-listen anyway. Actually, that's one I haven't listened to in a while.
There you go.
Thank you. That's now how. Okay, I'm done for the rest of the year and the next year. So can nobody else release any more books because I've hit my limit.
My God, I know.
One of my biggest realizations with Lin-Manuel Miranda is that he wrote the opening to the Tonys the year that Neil Patrick Harris did it. And it was like either the 50th or the 60th. And he wrote the opening song, which is a song that literally gets stuck in my head like all the time. So like when I found out he wrote it, I was like, well, that just makes sense.
Because it was so cleverly written.
Yeah, it was very cleverly written.
Okay, now, oh God.
Yep.
Here we're
bigger. We're going bigger. Yeah, it's so Broadway. I love it. Anyway, yes, now it's stuck in everyone's head. You're welcome.
Doesn't he actually start spinning on a Tony at one point?
Yeah, exactly. At the very end, he's
at the
end. A Tony. Yeah.
And then
he does a
jumps
magic
through
trick
stuff.
in the middle of it. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah. I don't actually watch the Tonys. I just watch the clips on YouTube. I watch that clips.
I just YouTube openings to Tonys and watch those. To just when I'm having a bad day.
Yes.
The Tonys goes on just I'm just like, oh yeah, life isn't terrible. We have the Tonys. It's fine.
Exactly.
Theatre might still exist, hopefully, by the end of Corona, but
I would hope so.
I hope so.
It better do. I had a list of things I was going to. They all got put off, and I'm just like, don't you dare cancel them.
Yeah. So what's on everybody's October TBR? Not every single thing, because as we already said, some of us have like 14 things. It's too much.
Well, everything you guys have said in the last hour.
Shells sorted. Perfect.
I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
Got it.
Vernacular, basically.
Yeah. What about you, Brody?
I think the 3 that I'm most excited to read, I'm like looking at my stack over there. It's like Mexican Gothic, Cemetery Boys, and Clown in a Cornfield.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited for Clown in a Cornfield. I've been saying since I read There's Someone Inside Your House, like I need more YA slashers.
Yes.
And it's a YA slasher about a killer clown in a cornfield. So like
this is an amazing cover. All right, I want to read.
Great.
It is a great cover. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, I need that.
And also the author has kind of like a horror BookTube channel that I've been watching for a while, and has written self-published books. I think that he wrote Kill River, and this is his first book by like a publishing house. So I was like, I need to get it and support him. And
definitely,
I'm very
it's
excited.
going directly onto my wish list. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just go right to my wish list. Okay.
Ooh, I just got an email from NetGalley saying I was approved for Act Your Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert.
I'm actually reading the first in that series next month.
Hey,
Leading into what we're talking about. Hooray!
It's all part of the plan.
Exactly. I'm reading Depart, which is a novella by a booktuber also, who I follow. I don't know much besides there's a natural disaster and it's a trans main character in Texas. And that's all I really want to know going into literally anything, especially anything that's so little. And then I also am reading Where Dreams Descend, which is Moulin Rouge meets Phantom of the Opera. Sold. Want it in my life. Want it right now. I recently just moved all of my books into one location because all of my books are still where I've been living the past 7 years, but now I've decided that I'm moving into where I've been staying since lockdown started. And now that all my books are here, I can actually read them, which is great.
Absolutely love that. Well, like I said, Ghost Squad for sure. Would love to read that. Gosh, what else? In terms of like queer stuff, probably We Unleash the Merciless Storm by Taylor K. Mejia, which is the sequel to We Set the Dark on Fire.
Yeah.
So love that. What else? I keep toying with Clap When You Land, but I know like it's about grief and I know it's like heavier, so I'm like, I need to be in the right place for that. I don't know if I'll be in the right place in October, but if I am, I have that audiobook. I think the only other one it's like I'm for sure about is We Are Not From Here by Jenny Torres. I think it's Jenny Torres, which is that one about the what is it? Like I don't want to say caravan, immigration, probably caravan from like Southern America up through the Mexican border to the United States. Yeah.
Ooh, Alex has a great TBR.
I know.
I'm not reading spooky books in October.
That's fine.
I'm reading this book called A Taste of Honey that was recommended to me through a TBR service. I can't remember the author's name because I'm terrible.
Shante Wilson.
Yes,
that's the one.
That.
Yes, I know.
I got the other book by them as a free ebook through the something. And then I'm also gonna read the Summer of Everything by Julian Winters because I got that recently.
Excellent.
Yes.
Audrey, do you want to address this question, or is it just too mean?
I guess I would burn Miss Meteor. I don't want to, but I would rewrite, I guess. I Wish You All the Best. I don't know how you rewrite perfection, but I guess. And then I would reread Cemetery Boys.
That sounds accurate.
Tough choice.
That's how I would have picked it for you, actually.
Yeah. I was like, because I was like, I could rewrite Cemetery Boys, I guess, but again, why mess with perfection?
Yeah. I mean, technically, if you add like an extra space or a period or something, that's a rewrite.
I was thinking. I was like, I'll rewrite it. Yeah, I'll like change the name or like add an extra paragraph. That's about it.
Yeah. Like I had a friend who went to get her album remastered so that she could put it on vinyl, and like it's obviously an expensive process, and she did it at Abbey Road, so like cool. But the guy's listening to her tracks, her digital tracks, and he's just like, this is already perfectly mastered for vinyl. And she was like kind of upset about it. She's like, but can I still say it was remastered for vinyl at Abbey Road? Because that's cool. He's like, I will change something so small that you won't even notice, and then yes, technically it will be remastered here, and you will not be lying. She's like, thank you.
Love that.
Yeah, that was a super cruel question. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have refused, which is why I was like, you're allowed to back out if you want, but
I love the burn reread thing though.
I couldn't do
I
it.
mean, I'm not saying I'm writing Cemetery Boys fan fiction, but I am highly qualified, so I'm not
Yes, you
afraid
are.
of the read question. Highly qualified.
That's delightful. All right. Since we've gone over an hour, and I thought that's about as long as we are going to be, if anyone has any last minute questions, toss them in the chat now or ask them us on Twitter if you don't want to do it now. Just because I have to go to the library. So or if anybody currently on the panel wants to talk about anything coming up on your channels or any cool things you're doing or anything like that, go for it. This is your time.
Napping.
Napping, yes, important.
Do it.
Love it, Shell.
Maybe I'll upload a book video soon.
Yay!
Like, we get a sneak peek of like what it's about.
I mean, okay, so I'll give this away. I do have a video filmed.
Mhm.
I filmed it back in August with a special guest.
Ooh.
And it's the I Wish I Were at BookNet Fest tag. But since it's 2 people, I haven't edited it yet, and I'm dreading captioning it because I don't know how to caption with 2 people. So I have that, but I just don't know what to do with it.
It's just a matter of getting around to doing it. And then as far as captioning with 2 people, you can either just use a dash and then start that line of dialogue, or if you really want to make sure they know who's talking, you put dash, or not even dash, but like R : whatever you're saying, and then other person's name : whatever they're saying.
Yeah, I highly encourage putting the people's names, especially if you talk over each other or like someone starts mid someone else's sentence or something.
Same, that's what I do.
Just so you always know exactly who's talking.
Yeah, it's just easier on the reader.
Someone saying they passed on Cemetery Boys, and sorry you made a mistake, but it's not my job to correct you. I feel like I saw something else. No, I didn't. Am I doing anything?
Like, what day is it? What time is it?
Yeah. No, nothing that I can talk about yet, but I am doing something. I'll hopefully be announced next month. And then my birthday is a week from yesterday. So excited about Libra season. Excited about coming into my power finally.
I have the Spooky Bitches book club, which is running every month. For October, we're reading Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendar Blake, and we're watching the original Amityville Horror.
Yes.
And then in November, Michelle and I have Indigithon. So that announcement video should be up in a couple days because we do it on October 1st for the announcements. So
perfect.
Yay.
That's what's for me.
Yay. Good. I'm excited for all those things coming up. Everybody's links are down in the description below, as well as some links where we've talked in the same videos sometimes. Those are also down below because why not? Those are fun. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, everyone. I'm sad that we couldn't do it at BookNet Fest, but you know, it's 2020, so it's just how you do.
Yay.
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 Spooky bitches. We love spooky bitches. Perfect. All right. Yeah, so I will see all of you very, very soon on the YouTubes or the Twitters or the Instagrams or wherever I tend to see you.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.